boys and girls. Well, let's take a look at what makes a shadow. And I can tell that this title is an asking sentence because it has a question mark and it begins with an asking word, what? And I noticed in this word, the word shadow, that it has one of our blends, shh. And I also see add, the add word family in there, helping me decode this word so that I can read it. What makes a shadow? And it's written by Clyde Robert Bula, and it's illustrated by June Otani. And I see three children walking along, and I see the shadows on the wall. I wonder what made their shadows. Let's find out. What makes a shadow? Even the cat has a shadow on this page. The sun is shining. It shines on the trees and the sidewalk. It shines on your house. It shines on you too. So we see the sun in front of these children and their shadows are behind them. The sun is in front of the tree and we see the shadow behind it. The sun is on the side of the house and the shadow is on the other side. I'm beginning to wonder, does the sun have something to do with the shadows? Let's find out. When the sun is in front of you, look behind you. You can see your shadow. When you move, your shadow moves. When you run, your shadow runs. But you can never catch it. Have you ever tried to catch your shadow? What makes the shadow? Where does it come from? The sun is very bright. It shines on the house. It shines on the trees. It shines on you. But the sun does not shine through you. There is a dark place behind you where the sun does not shine. The darkness is your shadow. Look for more shadows. A tree has a shadow. The shade of the tree is the shadow of the tree. A house has a shadow. The sun shines on one side of the house, and there is a shadow on the other side of the house. Animals have shadows. So do cars. Airplanes have shadows. Watch an airplane as it flies over your head. You may see its shadow on the ground. A cloud has a shadow. Sometimes the sky is dark with clouds. The sun cannot shine through them. The shadows of the clouds fall on the earth. The shadows make the day dark. We say, this is a cloudy day. Nobody has any shadows. The sun is above the clouds, and the clouds are making their shadow on the earth, so we have very little or no shadows. Depends how cloudy it is. Some shadows are darker than others. Hold a paper towel so the sun shines on it. The paper towel makes a shadow on the ground. The shadow is not dark because some of the sunlight shines through the paper towel. So it's got a light shadow, not a dark shadow like these guys. Hold a book so that the sun shines on it. The book makes a shadow on the ground. It makes a dark shadow because no sunlight can shine through it. So some things have dark shadows and some things have light shadows. I wonder how that works. Let's take a look. Watch the sun go down. Watch the night come. Night is a shadow. The sun shines on one side of the earth. The other side is dark and shadow. The shadow makes the night. So they have a light on in the living room, and their globe, which is a sphere, has light on this side, but this side does not. So they're practicing how to make day and night on the earth. You can do that with a globe if you have a globe at your house and a flashlight. Inside the house at night, you can see more shadows. Hold your hand between a lamp and a wall. You will see the shadow of your hand. Do you know how to make the shadow big? Hold your hand close to the lamp, but not too close. Lamps are really hot. It could get burnt, so be careful. The light bulb might be hot. The shadow is big because your hand shuts out more of the light. This makes more darkness on the wall. So when your hand is halfway, you have a medium-sized shadow. But when your hand is closer to the light, it blocks out more of the light, making a big shadow. Move your hand away from the light. Move it further and further away. Now the shadow on the wall gets smaller and smaller and smaller. It is smaller because your hand does not shut out so much light. There is less darkness on the wall. So here he was close to the light, and the shadow's big, halfway, and the shadow is medium, and then further away, and the shadow got smaller, and now the shadow's even smaller. And look who's trying to play with the shadow. Cats like to play with beams of light and shadows. They feel like it is prey dancing on the wall. You can have fun with shadows. Hold your hands between the light and the wall and make shadow pictures. You can make a duck, or a dog, or a rabbit. You can make shadow pictures little or big. You can move your hands to make the pictures move. There are other shadow pictures you can make. Here are some. So you can use your hands to make shadow pictures on the wall. And there are some puppeteers, that's people who work with puppets, who do shadow puppets, which are really awesome. You can have a look at that on the computer. Look for shadows. How many can you find? When you find shadows, see if you can discover which makes each one. So on here I can see that these flowers have little flower shadows. Our cat has a cat shadow. Our ball has quite a round shadow. We can see the shadows of the swing. Lots of different shadows, and each one being made by an object. And I like how these children worked together as a team to create an elephant shadow. Pretty neat. All right, then, please scroll on down and you can find out some more information about shadows.